Welcome back to another episode of House of Aquarius podcast. It is your favorite Aquarius here, Make-A-Wish, back to bring you another one, something new. Today, we are talking about the top 3 signs that are most likely to be taken advantage of in a relationship. Top 3 signs. And by signs, I mean sun signs. Because there are quite a few signs who actually do fall into this category of likelihood to be taken advantage of by their significant other, or the boyfriend, or the girlfriend, or whatever you're invited to at the time. Your boo things, I don't know. However, since we are talking strictly sun signs here, and no other placements in the charts involved, it's a lot easier to minimize this. The top 3 signs most likely to be taken advantage of in relationships. Number 3, at least in my opinion. These numbers could be, flipped off around a little bit, but number 3, Libra. Libra is likely to be taken advantage of in a relationship. The reasons being because Libra is a sign who so desperately desires, air quotes for my Spotify guys, desperately desires to be in a relationship. Libra loves to be in a relationship. They love the concept of being in a relationship. And they work a lot better in a lot of situations in a relationship. Especially if it's positive. Because let's say for one thing, if they're able to help offset some of their weaker qualities, like indecisiveness, that kind of stuff, that helps them out. And one of the reasons why it makes it so easy for them to be taken advantage of is because of the fact that since they are so unlikely to want to be in conflict and try to avoid it at most costs, they are going to try and diplomatically speak themselves into some kind of fairness situation. And the thing is about this, they won't really fight back until they feel that they have been wronged or been slighted for so much amount of time. So they have a higher tendency to be consistently taken advantage of until they fight back, stand their ground, and hopefully get things changed to something that they're more likely to be able to satisfy with. Number 2 on the list. My number 2. For most likely to be taken advantage of in a relationship. Pisces is my number 2. Well, let me still out here, since I'm on these dirty back roads, and there's ambulance driving by, and there's a little slip in these roads. You know what I'm saying? Gotta respect the law. Like I said, number 2, being Pisces. Pisces, my good friends, the Pisces. Oh, by the way, I should mention that this actually applies to male and female. I could probably differentiate a little bit before going back to that for the Libra, okay? Libra women are more likely to be taken advantage of than Libra men. Not considering the rest of placements, because the woman will be looking more for a long-term relationship than a guy per se. They both work better relationships. Going back forward. Number 2, Pisces. Our good friends Pisces. The reason they are more likely to be taken advantage of in a relationship is because of all the signs in the zodiac. They are more likely to be that word. Okay, let's go with this. Break it down. Giving. They are more likely to be too giving in regard to trying to please the other person in a relationship. And as you know, if you've been like myself on that side of the coin, being too giving opens you up to being taken advantage of, because a lot more people will be taking a lot more from you and expecting to give you back less. Not necessarily that you're expecting anything in return for it, but the fact of the matter is, because you're so giving, they're going to take more from you. And since Pisceans are so accommodating in regards to wanting to do so and being helpful for the friends and the loved ones and so on and so forth, anyone who happens to feel that they are a friend to, which may or may not have the Piscean's best interest in mind, can take advantage of it for quite some time, and especially in a relationship. Because actually, I have a story to talk about that. Actually, I'll probably do it later. Because, fuck it, why not? But yeah, that's how this one is. They tend to give more for their friends and for loved ones than what they should do at times. They're too giving, they're too nice. That's what they put it. Too giving, too nice. And they're always trying to better the other person over top of themselves. Actually, to the point to where they actually can hurt themselves physically or not give themselves what they need because of the fact that they're so interested in giving the other people what they need. That's actually a Virgo trait too, which there's a stark difference between those two though, which they almost made the list but not quite made the list, So, as long as the Piscean is able to, at some point in time, acknowledge the fact that they may be taken advantage of or not give out too much of themselves, to be too accommodating, that was the word earlier, accommodating for the other person, that they actually can help make sure that they are giving just enough and be able to stand firm on the ground. Because that's one thing they do too, is when they actually have issues, they tend to be a brooder. Internalize the pain, suffering. They may show it, but they just not necessarily acknowledge it to the other person. You know what I'm saying? So, that being number two. Now, my number one on the list for most likely to be taken advantage of in a relationship. I should have mentioned, platonic, romantic, doesn't matter. Cancer. Our good friends, the crab. Cancerians are, in my opinion, the most likely to be highly taken advantage of in a relationship. The reason being, just a couple reasons. Number one reason here. First reason here. Because of the fact that they are so nurturing. They are such a givers, a nurturer. They are known as being the moms of zodiac, okay? Whenever they let someone inside of their circle of trust and they become one of their in crowd of the circles of the crabs in the shell. Like I said before, if you listen to the Cancerian Sunside podcast episode, I said my analogy was, if you let them inside the maze, once you get inside the maze of the shell, whatever, once you get in, you find the prize, the whole maze rotates and you might not get back out because they hold on dearly to the people they love and they care about. And once you get inside there, people have a huge ability to take advantage of them while they're inside there, if they don't have the crab's best interest in mind. And that is one reason that could be very, very, very bad. They don't trust easily, but once they start trusting, it can really get to them. Like, this is actually one of the things that actually is real easy for a stick talker, which I forgot to say about the Libra. This person here too, if someone knows exactly how to get inside of the Cancerian's shell, they can wreak havoc for their entire mind frame. Like, they ruin their whole life easily. It sucks. Sorry, it sucks to say that, but being the nurturers that they are, once they let someone inside, they want to help take care of them, and so they will give and give and give, just like the Piscean, to the point to where they are not even looking out for their own best interest anymore, and they're constantly wanting to take care of this person. They don't let go. They also, one thing that I've noticed is that they tend to have a high interest of wanting to settle down and be secure, looking for stability. And through that stability, once they have a infatuation or find a strong love for someone, they don't want to let that go. They cling to it to their life, and that is why it's so easy to take advantage of Cancerian people. Never mind the fact that the last two signs I said were both water signs that are more emotional, so they think more of the emotions. So sorry, they act more on the emotions more than the logic. So that could be an issue for them. What else for the Cancerian? The nurturers, the clinging on to. I don't know. Yeah, that's one thing is they don't really like to let go. They hold on to great, endearing memories, and they don't forget these kind of things. And that could be an issue for why they won't let go of people. When even though the person may have consistently showed that they are not necessarily the best person to be in their life. Sometimes that happens, and hopefully it doesn't happen to any of my Cancerian people that I'm talking to right now. And then you're listening to my words and you are saying, you know what, Rick, make a wish is right. You know what I mean? Make a wish is right. Let me not do what they says, because that could be detrimental to my longevity in my relationships. Don't want to do that no more. So, and there you go, my friends. You have it. The top 3 most likely signs to be taken advantage of in the zodiac. Sun sign only, barring all other aspects and placements in the signs. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. As always, my friends, stay classy, be you, make a wish, out.